the Iberia Parish Council meeting to order for October 11, 2023. The current time now is 6 o'clock. We will be led by the prayer by Mr. Councilman Marcus Broussard and pledged by Dwayne Gaskin. Councilman Broussard.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
All right, Mr. Gaskin, lead the way, baby.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Tommy Pollard. Here. Michael Landry. Here. Marcus Broussard.
Here.
Lloyd Brown.
Here.
Warren Gotchison.
Here.
Natalie Broussard. Here. Paul Landry. Here. James Trahan. Here. Scott Ronstaine. Here. Eugene Olivier. Here. Brian Napier. Lady Fontenette Brown. Scott Saunier. Chad Mocherin.
We have 10 members in the quorum. I'll need a motion to go into public comments. We have that motion by Councilman Pollard, second by Councilman Olivier. Vote your machines, members. Councilwoman Broussard, Councilman Brown. That motion carries unanimously. We're now into public comments. Number one, comments from the general public on agenda items. We have item A, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chris Feller to announce his candidacy for Iberia Parish Council District 13 Councilman.
Mr. Feller, if you could step to the mic and state your name and address for the record. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Feller. I live at 4212 McAnally Road, New Iberia, Louisiana. First, I want to take a minute to say thank you to the council for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. I'm here to announce my candidacy for Iberia Parish Council District 13. For those of you that don't know me or may not know me, I was born and raised here in New Iberia native. After school at the age of 18, I joined the Army. While in the Army, I completed jump school in Fort Benning, Georgia, as a paratrooper. After jump school, I was attached to the 525 Military Intelligence Brigade in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Shortly after, I received orders to go to the Middle East. While serving in Desert Storm, I received the Army Commendation Medal and 2 Bronze Service Stars. After leaving the United States Army, I returned home to New Iberia. It's kind of where it all started, right? My law enforcement career with New Iberia City Police Department began then in '92, and I worked there for several years. And then I worked for several other departments throughout my career. One of them, St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office, the other, St. Martin City Police, where there I served as a detective in a criminal investigation division. In February 2016, after 20 plus years of law enforcement service, I left law enforcement kind of to start a new chapter in life. I began consulting in the oil and gas industry and also opened a small engine repair shop in New Iberia, Louisiana Small Engine Repair. That stayed open until the pandemic, and their times became tough for a lot of people, so unfortunately I closed that business. In the meantime, in 2018, I opened an oil and gas consulting firm, Complete Services Group. That is still going today. And in 2020, I opened Perna Oil and Gas. It's a private oil and gas extraction company. I have wells in Louisiana and some non-operated in Oklahoma. Today, I stand before the people of New Iberia and this council as a family man, a veteran, a local businessman, and most importantly of all, a member of District 13 in Iberia Parish. I have the knowledge, experience, commitment, and dedication to properly represent the people of Iberia Parish and District 13. I humbly ask for your support and for the support of the council and the residents of Iberia Parish and the District 13 to support me in this upcoming election. As a reminder, I want to remind everyone, the early voting is pretty much ended, but October 14th is Election Day. That's 2 days away. You have Thursday, Friday, and then Election Day on Saturday. Please go out and vote. It's important. Your voice counts. And if allowed to, I'd like to be the the voice of the guys and the people of, ladies and gentlemen and residents of Iberia Parish District 13 to assist us in what we need, and importantly, most importantly, not just that district, but Iberia Parish as a whole. I look forward to working with the council.
Thank you for being
Thank
here,
you.
Mr. Fellers. Moving on to item B, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Courtney Broussard to announce her candidacy for Iberia Parish Council District 12.
Hi, my name's Courtney Broussard Fitch. I reside at 1118 St. Peter Street in Jeanerette. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity tonight to be here to announce my candidacy for District 12. I currently serve as a commissioner for Iberia Parish Parks and Recreation, a director for the Louisiana Sugarcane Fair and Festival Association, a member of the Grand Marais Mardi Gras Association, a graduate of Leadership Iberia 22, and a recipient of the Daily Iberian Top 20 Under 40 Young Adult Community Leaders Award. In addition to my commitment as a community volunteer, I'm a minority small business owner of 4 companies in Iberia Parish. Both my husband and myself work, live, and raise our children in District 12. My commitment to investing within the community, both civically and personally, is proven through my reputation as a citizen, not as an elected official. As we approach Election Day this Saturday, I humbly request your thoughts and prayers for every candidate on that ballot, and participation educating your friends, family, and constituents on the importance of getting out and vote. And to the constituents of District 12 attending or watching tonight's Parish Council meeting, I humbly ask vote number 92, Courtney Broussard Fitch, for Iberia Parish Council District 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fitch. Appreciate it. Moving on to item C, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Eugene A. Olivier Sr. to announce his candidacy for a re-election to the Iberia Parish Council District 10.
Yes, sir. If you can just state your name and address. We're not sure where you live.
Thank you, Chairman Gotcha. Eugene A. Olivier, Senior District 10 Councilman, 6114 East Highway 90, New Iberia, Louisiana. Lifelong residents of Iberia Parish. Good evening, everyone. I have taken a step out of my Council 10 chair to remind everyone I am running for re-election for Councilman District 10. That chair represents 8 years of hard work, addressing issues in District 10 and across the parish. It represents sacrifice, dedication, and a functioning parish government. In my 8 years, I served as chairman in the middle of the COVID pandemic and many other committee chair positions. Now serving as your finance chair, I represent a commitment. It represents a commitment of sacrifice, missing birthdays, grandkid ball games, anniversaries, and more. That chair is not selfish, understanding the needs of the entire parish. That chair represents a balanced budget over the past 8 years, improving cash daily available of 256 days. We started in 2016 with only 29 days, an increase of 342%. Our parish audit always returned an unmodified and clean opinion, no weakness in internal controls. That chair represents economic growth, job opportunities, training to the next generations of employees. I serve on the advisory board of the SLCC New Iberia campus, making it possible for our families to stay here and raise their families, build their homes, attend our schools, our churches, and enjoy the quality of life we all look forward to, sharing in our local hospitality, caring for our parents. That chair represents building relationships with local, state, and federal partners, officials, pursuing services and funding opportunities, not only for District 10, but for the whole parish. Safer streets, better internets, flood control, recreation, education, and more. That chair represents Eugene Olivier as president of the Police Jury Association of Louisiana in 2025. I am now second vice president of the state association. That allows me to host an annual conference in 2026, only the second person to hold that seat in Iberia Parish. That chair represents working with the Police Jury Association executive director at the state capitol each year watching bills that affects our local government that has a negative impact, promoting those that helps. That chair represents for our share of capital outlay funding, working with our parish president, with our local delegation, and representatives from across the state. Members of our delegation at the last meeting said how important it was to show up at the Capitol and support the needs of Iberia Parish. That chair represents the working with the administration on infrastructure opportunities, along with the Louisiana Infrastructure Technical Assistance Corporation, which I serve as vice chairman, responsible for managing $25 million of state funds, helping District 10, Iberia Parish, and other local governments across the state with funding in the infrastructure bill you hear so much out of Washington. That chair represents working with the National Association of Countries, NACO, finding those programs and funding that support my district and agencies across the parish, doing this primarily at my own expense and sacrifice. This organization helped Iberia Parish receive $13 million of ARPA funding, direct payment to the parish. We just received another $100,000 from the Payment in Lieu of Taxes Fund this year. That's why I participate in this organization. That chair represents helping communities I represent in District 10 with extra food every month. Through the St. Nicholas Church Food Pantry, also volunteer on many local nonprofit events. That chair represents proven experience, honesty, professionalism, and transparency. That chair is for the future of our families, with focus on promoting new business opportunities, a future of good local jobs and salary, a diverse economy, improving the quality of life for District 10 and the entire parish. I am number 90 on the October 14 ballot, Eugene Olivia Sr., your councilman, District 10. Thank you for your prayers and your confidence over the past 8 years. Thank you, and God bless Iberia Parish. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Chairman.
Olivier. Madam Clerk, moving on to item D, please.
Councilman Lady Fontaine Brown to announce her candidacy for a re-election to the Iberia Parish Council, District 12.
You could just state your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Lady Fontaine Brown, and I reside at 1404 Martin Luther King Drive in the heart of District 12. I want to state that it's been an honor to work alongside you and contribute to the betterment of our district. When I first campaigned to represent District 12, I made several promises to our community, and I'm proud to say that we have made significant progress in fulfilling them. Two of my key promises were centered around new businesses and job creation, as well as expanding broadband access in our area. I'm thrilled to announce that Delta Biofuel committed $100 million directly into District 12. This will create new jobs with an average salary of $62,000. Those jobs are also going to be fulfilled by local residents. This not only means economic growth for our community, but also new employment opportunities for our residents. Additionally, we secured $5.2 million in funding for broadband expansion in Iberia Parish, benefiting thousands of residents and enhancing Wi-Fi service for nearly 3,000 people in our area, including District 12. Beyond economic development, I was actively involved in various community initiatives during my tenure. I know we all say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'm sorry. And I have put together a slideshow to display some of my initiatives that I took part in while serving as District 12 Councilwoman. Just give us a second. Oh. Well, if the internet is down because of the weather, I'll just have to. Okay, well, I'll just go through a list of them. Okay. You want to try one more time? Okay.
Mr. Rishaw, we paid the bill, didn't we?
Bill, man, it's paid.
I just the link so she can view. It's a link so she can just view it. Yeah.
If you want to keep it
Yeah.
on, Lady Brown. we'll
Okay.
try to get it going.
Alrighty. Well, I have a minute left. So some of those initiatives were collaborating with the Iberia Parish Sheriff Department on cleanup efforts through the litter abatement program, organizing Acadiana's First Pride Ride in Jeanerette to promote inclusivity and eliminate bigotry in our community, organizing relief efforts for victims of Hurricane Laura in Calcasieu Parish. I also organize a Santa toy giveaway for the children of District 12 annually. Annually organize a grandparents raising awesome grandkids back to school supply drive. I also coordinated COVID-19 mass drive in Jeanerette to help protect our community during the pandemic. Also assisted with the grab and go meal distribution drive in Jeanerette during the pandemic. And most recently, I helped facilitate Louisiana's first International French Bread Festival in Jeanerette with the state of Louisiana, and it was amazing. I don't know if any of you guys attended, but it was an awesome event, and it'll be something that we look forward to annually. These are just some of my accomplishments, and these are a testament to what we can achieve when we work together for the betterment of our district. I'm truly grateful for the trust you have placed in me, and I look forward to the opportunity to continue to serve. And I'm asking for your support on October 14th to serve once again, as your District 12 Councilwoman. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Brown.
Mr.
Moving
Chairman,
on.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Parish President.
First of all, I want to wish everyone luck that's going to be running for office. If I can, I've only worked with 2 of the candidates, and at the last council meeting, I wasn't able to come in here and say that to everyone, but I know, Cayman, you made an announcement, Brock, you made an announcement, and others. So I want to wish all of you luck. But I also want to say thank you to Lady Brown and thank you to Eugene Olivier for what you have done as a council member. It takes a lot of work to be a council member. This is not something that I was a councilman for 12 years. This is not something that you do and you just put your name out there and you become elected and all at once you just got all this power or whatever it is that you dream that you might have. It takes a lot of work. And I wish all of you luck, and I wish you luck, and I wish you luck, and I wish everyone luck. But at the end of the day, who's ever going to become the councilman that's going to represent Iberia Parish, I wish you coming here with an attitude to represent Iberia Parish and not represent yourself, because we have a lot of momentum going on in Iberia Parish. And we want to continue to do that. Not saying anyone is going to come in here not trying to work together, but I simply want to make sure that everyone understands the only way we get good things happening in this parish is if we all work together. We have a great council, and I can't say anything about that, and looking forward to whomever else is going to be coming here as a councilman. I've been knowing you for, oh Lord, Chris, for 30-plus years. I'm with your dad, probably closer to 40 years. So I wish all of you guys luck. Again, it's just a deal that where when you get here, please keep in mind that we're representing the citizens, the residents of Iberia Parish, and we're trying to move this parish in a direction where we can keep our kids here working, bringing job opportunities, bringing growth and development into this parish. So with that said, I hope I didn't offend anyone, because I'm trying not to offend anyone. I want to just tell everyone good luck, and hopefully everything works out. You only got 3 days left, so good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Richard. Moving on to number 2, persons being considered for appointment to parish boards and commissions to address the council. I know we do have one by Chief Guy Boland to address for reappointment to the Communications District. Chief, if you can just state your name and title, please.
Guy Bonet, Iberia Parish Fire District Fire Chief for Fire District Number 1. I'm actually appointed by the Fire District to represent the Fire District on the Communications Board. Been serving on the board for 14-plus years and the chairman for the last 12.
Any questions for the chief, members? Long resume tonight, Chief. Hearing no questions, Chief, we appreciate your service to our community as always.
Thank you.
I believe I've seen Mr. Donald Segura here. Mr. Segura, if you can just state your name and address for the record for reappointment. Mr. Segura is reapplying for summary number 183, members.
I'm Donald Segura. Live at 6 Shadows Bend, Yarborough, Louisiana. And I'm here to ask support. I'm presently serving on the Tesh Freshwater Vermilion District, and I'm up for a 2-year term, so whatever y'all can do, appreciate the help.
Are there
And
any
if y'all-
questions for Mr. Segura
any
tonight,
questions?
members?
And then y'all invited, I don't know if anybody got the barbecue deal on the 20th at the Quad Springs. I don't know, Eugene called me up, and I think James did too, so I know y'all usually go. So y'all are invited to come.
Mr. Segura, we do have a question for you by Councilman Olivier.
Okay.
Actually, he just answered it. I wanted to make sure he made
Oh.
an announcement tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Is the 20th of next, not this Friday, but next, at 11 to 1.
So October
And
20th from
everybody,
11
I
to
think
1.
Lloyd comes down. Mr. Lloyd Brown will come, I think, yeah. Good food. Yeah. So, anything else?
Mr. Segura, we appreciate you serving our community
But
continuously.
thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, do we have Mr. Timothy Dronette applying for Iberia Parish Communications District? Mr. Leroy Jones and Mr. Norbert Broussard? When we get to that point, if you can offer the deferment.
I will, yes.
Appreciate it. Hearing no other requests, I'll need a motion to go back into regular session. We have that by Councilman Pollard and second by Councilman Olivier. Roll call, members, vote your machines to go back into regular session. That motion carries unanimously. We're now back into regular session. We have community events and public service announcements. There is none. Reports from finance and administrative actions. Number 1, Madam Clerk.
Balance sheets for August 2023 on request.
Number 2.
Budget reports for August 2023 on request.
Moving on to reports from parish or other governmental agencies. Number 1.
Monthly permit report for the month of September 2023.
Mr. Landry, did you want to make a statement on that? You're normally pretty excited for monthly building reports. I'll catch you at the next one, Mr. Landry. Moving on to public works reports. Number 1, Madam Clerk.
Public Works Department report for closed work orders dated September 13th through the 26th, 2023.
You should have gotten that by email, members. Moving on to special business. There is none. Council member announcements. We do have one by Councilmember Michael Landry. Mr. Landry?
Yeah, just to kind of amen what Larry said, I want to wish everybody luck who's running. And I hope the whole community look at this election. We need to get out and vote and really know who you're voting for. Just don't go press a button. And besides that, once again, St. Edward's Fair is next week, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. We would love to see y'all there, so looking forward to it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Landry yields back. Councilman Rawson.
I just wanted to let everybody know, we had a business open up in the village of Laurelville, the Main Cup, and the grand opening was Monday at 6 a.m. And they were gracious enough to let me make it and open at 5. And I thought I'd have been the first person there. And I was about 5th, actually. They beat me to it. And I thought I'd go in there, get a cup of coffee, get a biscuit, and leave. That didn't work. So I was late for work, but it worked out, though. But if y'all swing through Laurelville, it's a new one. It's right there by the red light. Just park, go in, cup of coffee. They have breakfast and lunch, so help out. Help. Yes, yeah. I ate the croissant the first day, so it was good, though. Thank you.
Give him a good Google rating, please.
Google.
Councilman Olivier on the council member announcements.
Well, I'd like to remind everyone about Operation Green Light for Veterans from November the 6th through November the 12th. If the residents of business in Iberia Parish, in the honor of the veterans, can shine a green light in their entryway or somewhere in their business to promote our veterans in Iberia Parish. Thank you.
Councilman Olivier yields back. Councilwoman Brown is recognized.
Yes, I would just like to, once again, thank everyone that participated in Louisiana's first International French Bread Festival. Some of our council members attended, some people in the community I think that are in the audience were there. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of the city of Jeanerette and the organizers, because Jeanerette is a city that unfortunately stays in a negative light at times, and to be able to bring something positive to that community is a big plus. And to have individuals asking, when is it coming back? Is it going to be annual? And to have so many individuals that were just so excited about it, it's a big win for Jeanerette, and we look forward to hosting it again next year. And once again, thank you, and a special thank you to Lejeune Bakery for all of the goodies that they donated.
Councilwoman Brown yields back. Hearing no other requests by council members, moving on to parish president's announcement. President Reshort.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to make a couple of announcements. We're having the state of the parish on Monday, November the 13th at the Slyman, starting at 6 o'clock. November the 13th at the Slyman, starting at 6 o'clock. Give you a little update on the latest, what's going on with First Solar. Of course, you know that First Solar is the largest solar manufacturer in the Western Hemisphere, and they're going to be building a plant here in Iberia Parish. First Solar will be investing $1.1 billion in this facility. It's a 2.3 million square foot facility. They're going to build out 60 megawatts of electricity with a capacity just for that location. That's actually more electricity than we're using in the city of New Iberia. Just so we can understand the size of this, the electricity that's going to be brought there. We're also going to build a water plant that's going to be producing 1.5 million gallons of water a day. It's going to create a minimum of 700 direct jobs, starting at $80,000 a year, plus benefits. They're going to extend a natural gas utility to that facility at a minimum cost, gas line to that facility at a minimum cost of $3.4 million. They're going to be leasing 236 acres of land at 10 cents a square foot, receiving $85,668 per month for just that piece of property. $85,668 per month. We're currently receiving approximately $4,100 a month. We're currently getting $4,100 a month, so annually we're going to be receiving at the airport, our airport authorities are going to be receiving $1,028,000 for that piece of property. Currently, we're getting $50,000, but it's a very, very good deal because, of course, it's going to be bringing additional businesses here. Currently, we're developing in Iberia Parish and the Acadiana area a supply and vendor network so that many local companies and as many possible businesses and people going to be able to do work with First Solar. This is a very big deal for us. They are a worldwide company, and we're getting calls right now from worldwide companies trying to come into Iberia Parish because of this investment. This is a huge investment for us. On October the 20th, I'm going to be meeting with the Secretary of Transportation, the Secretary of LED, our state representative Bo Boye, and others, to discuss funding for roads in that area. Hanger Drive, the roundabout at 3212, and also turning lanes on 3212. This is huge. This is an opportunity that we're going to get funding from the state simply because this particular company is coming here. Most of you probably know that for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been trying to, on our capital outlay requests, I've been putting in for Hanger Drive extension. That's a $13.6 million project. We don't even have enough money here to pay our match costs for that. But with the opportunities that we have with First Solar, it's bringing a whole different light to what we're doing here in Iberia Parish. And I just wanted to give you guys a little update. There's much more that's going on. But I wanted to give you guys an update at one time where everyone can hear some of the major things that's taking place there. On Saturday, October the 21st, from 9 to 12, we're going to be having a household waste day in the rear parking lot. This is going to be the second one we're doing this year. We used to do them once a year. We're going to do them twice a year now because we get a lot of things that people are getting rid of for household waste day, and we want to make sure that we give the people of Iberia Parish every opportunity to try to keep this parish as clean as possible. I want to give a shout out to the sheriff. The sheriff is doing a fantastic job going throughout the parish, picking up trash with his inmates and whatever, and we need to continue to do that. On Saturday, September the 30th, we picked up 97 bags of trash and wood and tires and metal on Crochet Road and also Pesson Road. We have a lot that need to be done in this parish. I heard you, Paul, on the radio yesterday talking about what we've been talking about literally for years, trying to get a drop-off point. And it's such a great idea, and I hope we can actually get this council to put some dollars into it. I think we're going to need more dollars than what you mentioned, so go up a little bit when you request the dollars on a serious note, because we're going to have to get cameras and we're going to have to get concrete and those types of bins and things like that. So what you're talking about is very, very good. But we're just going to need more dollars than that. And when you decide to get that passed, then we can work with Waste Connection, because if you remember, that was part of the agreement that we had when we did the contract with them. So let's try to get that passed, and then we got some skin in the game, and we can make something else happen that's going to better the quality of life for the people here in Iberia Parish. And I haven't given a report from Public Works lately, so I'm going to talk about a little bit of things that we have done over the last 2 weeks. We did some culvert inspections in District 9 and 10, and culvert installation in District 9. We did some tree cutting and removal in District 8, and debris pickup in District 8. And roadside drainage work we did in District 9. We did some road grading in District 9 and 13. Illegal dumping, that's all over the parish, but over the last 2 weeks, we had some illegal dumping that was done in District 2, 3, and 10, and we took care of all of that. We did some limestone work on roads in District 8, 9, and 10, road patching in District 2, 5, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14, and while we're talking about road patching, the city has gone out for a dedicated funding for roads in 3 days, and I hope it passes. And I think I said that at the last meeting, because we are going to be going out for a dedicated fund next year, and I hope it passes. We're at a point right now in Iberia Parish where things are starting to move, and we're starting to get people to really pay attention to us, and we need better roads. I mean, people are busting up their axles and busting tires. I think we do more work with our risk management department. We're spending more money in risk management because of all the problems that we have than necessary. We can get people to get a dedicated fund, and it don't have to be for 25 years. We can cut it short, because these businesses that we're talking about bringing here are going to start to bring in taxes. So we don't need to look for a 25-year dedicated fund. We can make it much shorter than that, I think, and just put it where you can renew it. And if we have enough money coming in at that particular time, we may not need to renew it. But we need roads, and we need roads very soon. And I'm going to end with talking about the field ditches side boom, and we did that in District 3, 5, and 10. And Mr. Chairman, I'm going to stop. I have so much more I have written down, but I can talk for a while.
Members, at this time, are there any questions for the parish president? Hearing none, moving on to consent agenda items for public hearing and adoption. We have the minutes of regular meeting, September 27, 2023. Summary number 189, introduced by the parish president. Madam Clerk.
A resolution of appreciation and congratulations to former Director of Personnel Donna L. McDonald, who retired on September 28, 2023 after 30 years of service.
Do we have a motion to open consent agenda item? I do by Councilman Trahan, second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilman Trahan.
I'd like to pull that summary from consent.
For what purpose does the gentleman seek to remove summary 189?
I'd like to express our thanks for her dedicated service.
Without objection. Is there any other request to remove? I have a request by Councilman Brown. No. Hearing no other requests, it's just the adoption of the minutes. Members, vote your machines. That motion carries unanimously. Going to summary number 189, introduced by the parish president. Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Councilman Olivier, second by Councilman Michael Landry. Any discussion, members? If you can hit your mic, I think y'all voted your machines. You want to go back to? That's why I knocked this out. If you could just press your request to speak button again, Mr. Olivier. Might have been broken. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Olivier. Mr. Olivier, you can go ahead.
Well, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Donna for all the services she performed over the last 30 years, I think it was. A job well done, and you'll be truly missed. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Why is it not taking? Is it still on vote? cancel the vote. Okay, now go ahead, Mr. Tron. Councilman Tron, discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ms. Donna for her service for her 30-plus years. You know, when I first got here 4 years ago, I sat in your office and you took me through everything and laid the paperwork out, and it was a smooth transition for me, and I appreciate your service.
Ms. Donna, come to the microphone. Those 30 years, you deserve to be in the spotlight. I'm show the public who's been the pillar behind it all. The only issue I ever had with you in those 30 years, which I hadn't been up here 30 years, is that you didn't say, hey, you got a chance to turn back around at this point. 'Cause once you sign here, it's over. You have an opportunity, Ms. Donna, to thank the public.
Thank you. I might want to run for something.
It's okay.
It's only by the grace of God and His guidance that I was able to do, a partial job here. So I appreciate the opportunity that He's allowed me. I want to thank my family. My husband, Michael, is here.
If they can stand up, please, just to be recognized. Because without them, it's hard to achieve certain things. Our oldest son, Bradley, his wife, Renee, our daughter, Lisa, our youngest son, Adam, and his wife, Bonnie. Without them and their support, I just could not have accomplished, what I did here. So thank y'all very much. I just very, very appreciative. Ms. Donna, I do believe the administration has something special to offer you.
I'd like to read this, Donna, to you right quickly.
Thank you.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Donna McDonald in appreciations for 30 years of loyal and dedicated service to the people of Iberia Parish. We present this to you in recognition of your hard work and dedication. From myself as the parish president and also from the parish council. And Donna, what I would like you to do, if you don't mind, if you would come up here and take some pictures with us, and Warren, would you come up here as well?
You know what? Actually, get in front. We all stand up behind her because she's helped us all.
Come on, guys.
Y'all want to get in, guys?
I guess I'll hold it like this.
Okay.
So you want to show. You guys good? Everybody?
Come on, Mike. No, come on, guys. Stand on the chair, Warren.
What to do?
Warren standing
Yeah. Right. Human resources.
Yes, Dave.
This is for you. Thank you.
I'd just like to say I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that Larry has given me over the years, and each and every council member, current, past. We just can't do this job without being a team, and all of the dedicated and hardworking employees, directors, supervisors. Without them, we just would not have a direction and guidance here. So I'm very appreciative for the legal department and all the help that they've given over the years. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Ms. Donna, there is one more question before you leave. Are you going to still enter your pumpkin into Mr. Boulanger's pumpkin contest?
I would love to.
Mr. Bo, we got that answer for you. All right, members, hearing no
Thank
other
you.
discussion, I'll ask for unanimous second if we can on that by request. I have that by Councilman Brown without objection. Members, vote your machines on the unanimous second on summary 189, I'm sorry. Councilman Olivier? That motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Donna. Moving on to ordinances introduced for public hearing and adoption, we have summary number 5255, introduced by Natalie Broussard of District 6.
An ordinance amending Chapter 20 of the compiled ordinance of the Parish of Iberia, Louisiana, to establish four-way stop signs at the intersections of A Avenue, Bell Terrace, and Bonnet Street, and B Avenue, Bell Terrace, and Timberstone Drive, located in Timberstone Estates.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Broussard, second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilwoman Broussard on discussion.
Yep. Are they working? While they're trying, I think there's some of the members at Timberstone here again tonight. I got this request to add some four-way stop signs. As we discussed at committee, there has been significant construction in the area and lots more housing developed, which results in a lot more traffic as far as pedestrian traffic and vehicle traffic. And so the residents are requesting that these four-way stop signs be installed for safety measures for the neighborhood. I think they had some pictures. I guess they're having trouble getting them to come up, but I know we showed one last time. Is there any questions?
We do have Councilman Landry was the second. I'm not sure if he wanted to discuss that or not. He waved, okay. I guess while we're waiting, did we ever, I think I asked in committee, maybe Mr. Richard wasn't there, but I know Cindy was and maybe Bo was. Are we gonna develop a policy on how we take these case-by-case basis, or are we gonna?
I certainly think.
I mean, I don't think this is gonna stop with just these requests coming from the public, so
No.
at what point I know you spoke if it's the wishes of the council, but at the same time, as I agreed with you and stated, stop signs don't regulate speed, so, you know, this, again, what I heard was a speeding issue on this deal.
Is that what it is? Is it a speeding issue?
It's not necessarily a speeding issue. There's a lot more traffic, both vehicular and pedestrian traffic with all the new construction. So some of these intersections have no traffic control at all. So with the additional cars coming in the neighborhood, there needs to be more traffic control for the smooth flow.
Wait, are you good till I can move to Mr. Landry, and I'll come back to you? Well, I gotta get your mic on, I gotta wait to relinquish the floor.
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Landry?
Can we, planning and zoning, this is just a question, can we put this in their hands to make the recommendation instead of the council reviewing all that?
Usually that happens during the planning stage of a development of a neighborhood, but I
Yeah,
don't.
but I mean, I understand a lot of these subdivisions, they put them up and they start growing, and I think planning and zoning should have the flow on how we should, progress with this.
Yeah.
It's a question I guess for administration.
I think a lot of this would have to do with getting some type of quasi-traffic study done in that particular area. If it's a subdivision, I can remember several years back, we tried to do stop signs in, the Provost have a subdivision back there off of Amador, I think it was. And it didn't go through. Because I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, because if it's a traffic congestion, major traffic right now, if you do a four-way stop, it might even back up more traffic. So sometimes it requires a traffic study.
Good.
Maybe what we could do, since we don't have those experts working at Public Works, maybe you might want to hold off maybe 2 weeks and let me see if I can get with someone from DOTD. And maybe they can help me with that particular type of deal. But those, when you're talking about subdivisions, that's typically done when you're developing a subdivision. And if you need to add additional signs now, that may be something that developer might want to look into doing himself. If it's a subdivision that's being developed. If it's a subdivision that a portion of it been developed, we got another problem.
That is the case.
Okay.
Timberstone, you're familiar
Yeah,
with
so-
Timberstone.
so-
The old
Councilman
portion-
Landry still has the floor, Councilwoman.
Yeah, I'm good.
So what would happen is, if they started developing that subdivision 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and there's another phase to it, what is another phase?
That is what's on.
Okay, so when that second phase got approved, there should have been something that, where they started to do the traffic controls, that should have been approved.
I don't think anything was addressed in the old phase for the new phase.
I
And
got
what
you.
happened was the initial developer sold it to
Oh,
another
I got you.
developer. So they're not worried about what's going on in the initial development, and these are requests in the initial development area.
Councilman Landry, you finished?
And this is something, sorry about that, Mr. Chairman,
No,
because
go
I'm
ahead.
going back and forth, but this is something that's being requested by the people in that area?
That is correct.
Okay.
Look, it's nothing against her project, but at the same time,
We gotta come up with policy.
there's gotta be a policy,
Yeah.
because we've punted this back and forth from Public Works to us, from us to Public Works, and it's not fair to the public unless we have
That's right.
some policy. If
Right.
y'all gonna in-house it, then in-house it. If not, then we need to decide if we're gonna hire somebody to give attention to these deals. We can't just start putting up stop signs everywhere.
And I agree with you. I totally
We
agree.
do have a question by Councilwoman Broussard again.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the problem. We've been facing this for 8 years now, is that, when they call Public Works said you have to get with your council.
And that's, yeah.
And so we bring it to the council. Now, I mean, legal did advise them when we were in committee that this is proper and it is, within our authority to do this. I have no problem waiting 2 weeks to see if the administration can get some guidance from DOTD. But, I mean, this is part of our function.
Okay, and when I'm saying guidance, I can ask DOTD. Someone, in my opinion, someone needs to do some kind of traffic study to figure out what's going on there, because you don't just throw stop signs. You don't, I don't mean just throw stop signs, but you don't just put stop signs or any signs without having some kind of direction on what you're doing.
We obviously have the regs that Public Works follows.
That's from
So-
the that's what I'm trying to follow with you right now. That's from the MUTCD. But we don't have anyone in Public Works that's certified to become a traffic control supervisor or a traffic control specialist and go out and say what you need on a particular road. That's typically done when you build a subdivision. That's typically done during the construction of a subdivision. And I get what we're saying right here. So I would ask Ian if, I would at least try to get with DOTD and see what they say about it, or and I know the council's in their right to pass this, and if the council passes it, it passed. But we need to make sure, in my opinion, that we are doing the right thing, and not trying to stop it, first of all, but we need to understand what it is, and we need to come up with that policy. So if this is what we're gonna do in this subdivision, we need to do the exact same thing in the next subdivision.
Right.
Legal's a big word, Ian, you know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, so, if you look at our ordinances, there's a big section on traffic quieting, which is, usually refers to like rumble strips. In that particular section, there's a lengthy process about getting certain number of residents to sign a petition, having a steering committee, having set periods of time for the entire process to run through. We don't have any of that for just determining whether a stop sign should be placed. There are two reasons that I brought that up though. One, within that section about quieting, traffic quieting, there's a specific prohibition on using stop signs for speed limit problems. So if that's what's really going on, you should take that into consideration, that you already have a regulation forbidding that for that circumstance. The second is another part of all those regulations is a portion where it is passed with a caveat, and that caveat's like a 6-month time span. And if it's not affirmed at the end of that time period, it's over. I mean, that's just food for thought. The bigger problem is that we don't have in-house expertise to catch these for when the subdividers don't do it for whatever reason, for the history or changing hands. So, I mean, it is budget season. That's something to consider. Is this some resources that you want to dedicate to be able to do this in-house? Otherwise, what's our alternative for being able to make a rational choice about, do we need a stop sign here, and where's the information to back it up, besides some people who, squeaky wheel gets the grease? Is that the decision-making process, or are you doing it off of what's rational? That's all I have to say about that.
Councilwoman Broussard.
If I can add one more thing. When you're installing signs, it's not as simple as just say, I'm going to call Public Works and they're going to install a sign. as a stop sign, because you know just as well as I know, if there's an accident, your attorneys is going directly at traffic control. They want to make sure that that sign is going directly according to the MUTCD, how many feet it is away from the road, how close it is, this, that, and the other. We don't have certified, we're trying right now to get some of our guys in public works certified to be traffic control technicians, traffic control supervisors, because when, of course, I own the traffic control business for 20 years. So I'm telling you something that's for real. It's not as simple as just go and put up a sign. You know, we can call Public Works tomorrow morning and go say, put up 2 signs, and they say where, and we say, oh, the corner of this street and that street. I'm just trying to caution the council. It's a little bit more involved than that. That's like when we're striping roads. You know, we can go and stripe a road that people don't realize. Before we stripe any road, as an example only, I have to call and get engineers. And get an engineer to give us a diagram on how this works. And those engineering companies have certified traffic control people. Right. And they tell you that this stripe is going to be this length, blah, 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 according to whatever the speed is. Typically, the way it works with striping, if it's 35 feet or 35 miles per hour, your stripes are 35 feet apart. 55 miles per hour is 55 feet apart, or whatever the case. But when you're dealing with the MUTCD, we don't want to do anything to put us, to get us in a bind in Iberia Parish. And again, I'm not saying we shouldn't do this. I'm saying we need to make sure that we're doing it the correct way if we are doing it. Because the only thing I'm going to do is take my public works guy and say, go put a sign up here. And none of those guys are traffic control supervisors, I don't think. And so we actually putting ourselves in a bind. So I'm going to get with DOTD. And I'm going to have DOTD, if I can, get them in the 2 weeks. The guy that used to be over that was Tans. He got promoted to another. Freeman? Yeah, Freeman. He got promoted to another position, but I'll try to get someone with DOT to come right out there with me and see what they can do in a 2-week span. Okay. And Natalie, I'm going to assure you, I'm going to try to get this done, and I'll be talking to you when I do it.
Appreciate it. So, Mr. Chairman, I would move to defer this to the next
I'm
council.
gonna hold that for a second. I got a couple of more comments after that, and then we'll come back to you, okay? Actually, I don't. So I have a motion on the floor. So you want to defer for 2 weeks, or you want to table until he comes back with it?
Defer for 2 weeks.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Broussard to defer until our next meeting on October 25th. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Rossini. Any discussion on deferment by Broussard? Rossini, hearing none. Motion to defer is on the floor, members. Vote your machines. On 5255, members. That motion passes unanimously.
Yes.
It has been deferred until the October 25th meeting. Moving on to resolutions introduced for public hearing and adoption, we have summary number 179 introduced by the clerk of the council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Lydia Veterans Memorial Building Advisory Board for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Norbert Broussard, whose term expires October 1st, 2023. Applications on file from Mr. Norbert Broussard.
Do I have a motion? I have a motion by Councilman Olivier, second by Councilman Broussard. Councilman Olivier on discussion.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Broussard would actually be deferred to the next council meeting for his appointment. He had conflicting schedules tonight. He could not make it for his presentation.
All right, let me, I'm gonna clear the floor. I'll come back to you for deferment. On to Councilman Broussard on discussion.
Waive.
Councilman Broussard waives. Anybody else on the main motion discussion, members? Hearing none. Do I have a motion on the floor to defer? I have that by Councilman Olivier. Is that second all right with Councilman Broussard?
Yes, sir.
Is there any discussion on deferment until October 25th? Hearing none, members, vote your machines. On 179. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 183, introduced by the clerk of the council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Tesh Vermillion Freshwater District for a 2-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Donald Segura, whose term expires December 13, 2023. Applications on file from Mr. Donald Segura.
I have a motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilwoman Broussard. Councilman Brown.
Waive.
Councilwoman Broussard. Any discussion on the main motion, members? Hearing none, roll call. Vote your machines. Those on 183. That motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Mr. Segura. You're reappointed. Moving on to summary number 184, introduced by the clerk of the council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Communications District representing the Iberia Parish Fire District Number 1 for a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term from Mr. Guy Bonet, whose term expired February 24, 2023. Applications on file from Mr. Guy Bonet.
Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Councilwoman Broussard, second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilwoman Broussard on discussion?
Waive.
Councilman Landry? Hearing no other discussion, members, vote your machines on 184. Councilman Brown, that motion passes unanimously. Moving on to summary number 185, introduced by the clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Communications District representing the ambulance service for a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Timothy Dronett, whose term expired on March 10th, 2023. Applications on file from Mr. Timothy Dronett.
Did he address us? I think
He
he did the
can.
last meeting, no?
You can.
He didn't come last meeting? No?
No.
All right, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Broussard, second by Councilman Brown. Councilman Broussard.
No, I was just gonna bring up the fact, I don't believe he's come in front of us.
I'm getting, good point. Let me see, the clerk's getting
'Cause
confirmation.
we deferred it last time, if I remember right.
I remember Jimmy was here and.
Somebody was
Shane.
TJ was not here.
Somebody.
Okay.
was
It
Did
wasn't-
you want to yield back and then we'll
Yeah,
go through
yeah,
the process
yield
and then
back.
you can come back and press again?
Yeah.
Councilman Brown.
No.
Councilman Broussard, did you want to go ahead and press, your mic to defer? To the October 25th meeting? Have a motion on the floor by, I'm sorry? Have a motion on the floor by Councilman Broussard to defer, second by Councilman Brown. That's to defer to the October 25th meeting, members. Hearing no other discussion, roll call on 185 deferment. No, I didn't. You know what? When she goes to do the roll call vote, it clears the machine automatically. If you can just block that out and then we'll go back in the vote. Go back to it and vote. Okay, go ahead, Councilman Landry, if you press your button one more time. Councilman Landry on,
No, just, this been going on since March the 10th, I'm looking at. And he hasn't been here since to speak.
is that March 10th?
What I'm reading.
Expired.
That is the correct date that it expired, but, we advertised, we did advertise this last.
Clear it over. Clear it
I
again,
don't
please.
have that paperwork over here. Their department wasn't actually informed, until approximately, a month ago, 2 months ago, that, his seat was, expired. So, but he is interested.
Okay. I just was wondering, because that long.
Reach out to him for the next meeting,
Yeah.
please.
We'll reach out one more time.
Yeah, okay, I'm good.
Okay, we did have the deferment by Broussard, the Broussard amendment to defer, and I don't think there was any objection or more, any discussion about it. Roll call, members, vote your machines. Motion on the floor is adopted unanimously. Summary 185 is deferred. Moving on to summary number 186, introduced by the clerk.
A resolution acknowledging the appointment of Mr. Leroy Jones to the Iberia Parish Recreation and Playground Commission as appointed by the City of Generett for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Leroy Jones, whose term expires December 31st, 2023. Applications on file, Mr. A. Leroy Jones.
I have a motion by Councilman Olivier. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilman Olivier on discussion.
Waive.
Councilman Landry. Hearing no main motion discussion, I don't believe Mr. Leroy Jones came before us either. Now, members, the only thing different about this appointment is at least we had some contact with the previous ones. I'd ask that you at least table this until they can get confirmation on when they can come, instead of us publicizing over and over for deferment. I do have, Councilman Landry, will you finish?
I'm good.
Councilman Olivier,
This is an appointment by the City of Generett to the board.
understand?
We just.
But it still has to come
Their appointment.
according to our policy.
Yeah, it got to come.
Our policy says boards and commissions that are appointed by us or confirmed by us must
Okay.
speak before us.
I just kind of thought that because the City of Generett appointed him, they actually took that role. Okay, but I'm good. No. If that's the case.
Did you want a table?
Yeah, we'll defer it.
Defer a table.
No, defer it.
Okay, so deferment means we're gonna come up no matter if we reach contact or not. That's why I'm saying we have not talked to him yet.
Well, I didn't make them, I wanted to just, let somebody else defer it. I'm not gonna defer it.
All right. Go on to Councilwoman Broussard.
I'll move to table it until the clerk makes contact with Mr. Jones to determine when he can come before the
Thank you for that,
council.
Councilwoman. Is that all on the motion to table? Second. Is there any discussion on the motion to table, members? Hearing none. Roll call vote, a motion to table without a date on summary 186. Councilwoman Brown, is she? Okay, Councilwoman Brown is absent at voting. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 190, introduced by the clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Economic Development Authority representing Districts 8 through 9 for a 3-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Cicely Email, whose term expires December 31st, 2023. Applications on file, Mr. Cicely Email.
I think he's from New Iberia.
Oh, Cecil.
I have a motion by Councilman Trahan and a second by Councilman Rawson. Councilman Trahan.
Yeah,
He never came before us yet. Have y'all spoke to him?
We had spoken with him, earlier.
Okay.
When we contacted to determine if he was interested, and he did state that he was interested, but,
It's up to you, Mr. Councilman Trahan. I mean, I still have Mr. Rawson, which I think he was the second, but I mean, you have the motion on the floor.
table till we begin
Okay. I have a motion on the floor. Well, hearing no other main motion discussion, I have a motion on the floor by Trahan to table. Is that okay with the second by Councilman Rawson? Any discussion on the table, members? Hearing none. Roll call, members. This is the table on summary 190. That motion carries. Let the record reflect. Oh, no, Councilwoman Brown's back. If I can get that vote from you.
Yeah, you can get it from me.
That motion carries unanimously. Summary 190 is tabled. Moving on to summary 191, introduced by the clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Economic Development Authority representing an at-large position for a 3-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Barton Romero, whose term expires December 31st, 2023. Applications on file from Mr. Barton Romero.
Members, I'm happy to inform you that Mr. Bart has spoke before us. I have a motion by Councilman Brown. Do I have a second? I have a second by Councilman Landry. Councilman Broussard, I'm sorry, was on the motion.
Waive.
Councilman Landry.
Waive.
Hearing no other discussion, members, roll call vote on 191. Vote your machines, members. That motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Mr. Romero. Moving on to summary number 192, introduced by Councilman Olivier of District 10.
A resolution approving an increase the daily prisoner per diem rate from $4 per Louisiana Revised Statute 13-55352 to $4.65 to be effective January 1st, 2024, all as requested by the Iberia Parish Sheriff.
I have a motion by Councilman Olivier. Second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilman Olivier.
Yeah, we had a discussion at the last committee meeting, and this is going to take effect January the 1st, 2024.
Okay. Councilman Olivier yields back. Councilman Landry,
Waive.
on discussion.
Waive.
Councilmember Brown.
No, wait.
Hearing no other discussion, vote your machines, members, on 192. Councilman Landry. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 193, introduced by the parish president.
A resolution amending the 2023 general fund and public building maintenance fund budgets in the amount of $559,273 to appropriate funding for the cooling tower replacement at the main court building with operating transfers between funds, all to be funded from the fund balance previous year.
Do I have a motion? I have a motion by Councilman Olivier, second by Councilman Trahan. Councilman Olivier on discussion.
This is a necessary repair. I guess we all know it. If this goes down, the courthouse shut down. I appreciate everybody's support on it.
Councilman Olivier yields. Councilman Trahan is recognized.
Yes, I'd like to just let everybody know that the cooling tower we have now is 25 years old, and the life expectancy of one is between 15 to 20. So we've got our monies out of this one. And I think the new one we're ordering is going to be stainless steel, which is a better quality. And just to let y'all know that when you order and get this thing approved, you're looking at least on a normal 20 weeks turnaround, if you're lucky.
At least.
If you're lucky on a good day.
Right.
And if that goes out, you might as well
Wait about it.
padlock these doors because nobody's gonna be able to come in
Right.
there for anything. Court,
And what
nothing.
if I can,
I just want to share
appreciate
that
that.
it's something that's pretty important, because without that,
Very
this courthouse, you might as well put a lock on the door.
yeah, and of course, we've been struggling with this for a while. The problem is right now, not the problem is, right now, we have to make a move to get that cooler changed, because if by chance it would go out in the next 20 weeks or whatever the case is, and we rent one, we're getting ready to pay for that a couple of times. And then we're still gonna have to buy one and install it. So we need to get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Trahan yields back. Councilman Broussard is recognized.
Yeah, what's the life expectancy of the new,
Should be the same.
See how
15, 20 years, same thing?
Years on the stainless, you know, on the low end.
Okay.
So, this galvanized would be about 12 on average, so stainless is about 20.
Okay.
So, you get a better life expectancy. It costs a little more, but it also costs when you change them out. You got cranes involved, plumbing, electrical. Sometimes a crane will run you up to 10 grand for the whole day if something, they have to change it out. So you don't want to change it out too often if you don't have to.
And it'll all be under warranty, hopefully.
Anyway.
Councilman Broussard yields back. Hearing no other discussion on the main motion. Roll call vote on 193, members. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to ordinances introduced for publication. We have summary number 5256 introduced by the parish president, just for publication, members.
An ordinance authorizing the abandonment of a portion of Tower Drive and a portion of Ed LaSalle Drive, all located at Acadiana Regional Airport in District 3.
Just to remind the general public, our next meeting is October 25th, and we have adjudicated properties available on Civic Source on Iberia Parish Government website. I have a motion by Councilwoman Brown to adjourn. I have a second by Councilman Pollard. It looks like everybody lit the screen up. Good job, guys. Vote your machines, members, on adjournment. Councilman Brown. Want to go home tonight? Councilman Brown, that motion carries unanimously. We now adjourn.